But I also didn't really like that color. So I wanted to draw them again. And I think I did them better this time. Remember, usually if you draw something another time, it's going to turn out better. Damn it, this got all crinkled and shit. So I'm going to probably scan this one just so I have the pencils backed up. And then try and decide if I just want to do it with marker or if I actually want to try another ink wash go. Probably just do marker, honestly. And I gave him a little leaf tail this time. I thought that was cute. Let's see. I think that was it. Those 3. Also, I have this terrible habit, which I don't think it's terrible, but I think other people find it terrible, where I'll draw a picture and then I'll usually skip a couple pages and draw another one, and skip a couple pages and draw another one. But that's usually because, you know, sometimes my markers bleed on the back. So I don't want to affect the next drawing, so I'll skip a couple. So then when people are like, can I see your sketchbook? I'm like, well, let me drive. And then I kind of just flip through it for them. So, should I work on him? I don't know, I was gonna, screw it. I'm gonna draw something else. Work on him another time. What are you guys up to? Hey Michelle, what's up? How you doing? I was gonna wait a little bit to talk about Dragon Con. Just because if I say it right now and we get stragglers coming in, that means that I'm gonna have to say it like 4 times. So I'm gonna wait a little bit. Hey Cass. Oh my, I'm still tired. I'm still tired, but let me fix this thingy. Oh man, it was all nice and brown for a minute. Let's... Oh, nice, Sniggle. Yeah, I'm gonna get back to that. I just need some time. Oh, that's okay, Wubbles. That happens. Actually, I think in the stream realm, if you're a streamer, you know people are just gonna drop out sometimes, and that's fine. You know, we get it. It's not always necessary to say goodbye, you know. Parasol Mushroom, thank you for the raid. Hey, Long, how you doing? Oh, let's see. So I'm not sick, but I sound sick. So just so everybody knows, I'm okay. I'm really fine. I just have like some nose thing that like is going on, but it's totally like, I'm fine. Gabe though, is not doing so hot.
No.
Gabe's like full-blown sick. My nose is just a little funky, but I don't have any pain or any sickness, you know. You follow me on Instagram? Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm glad you came over. It's usually hard to get people from one platform to another, so I appreciate you showing up. Oh, Eric's has run out of tea. No. Is Gabbo okay? He's okay. He's been taking the vitamins. I think he just has a shit immune system, man. Mine's usually really good because I grew up in like a nursing home working there, so I was exposed to a bunch of stuff early. So my immune system is pretty damn good. Also, every day at a convention, I take Airborne in the morning and at night. And usually I'm fine. I think because Dragon Con took so much out of us, it was a harder one to get out of. It was a battle, you know. I got out pretty unscathed, but Gabe didn't make it. Get that boy a bubble. Our apartment basically is a bubble. Wubble said to get better soon.
Mike?
Hi, Mike. So, I was gonna draw something similar to that bird piece I just showed, but maybe with an emphasis on a mushroom. I don't know. Mushroom? Because I figured I'd use some of the streams at least to like use as time to make new stuff to sell at the next con. So like I said, next con's New York, which I'm already just like, oh my god, I'm ready for this year to be over. Like, Gabe and I are pretty burnt out right now. How many cons do we have this year? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It'll be 10 cons. So it's at least not one a month. So Emerald and Awesome Con were in the same month. Oh wait, maybe 11. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, it's 10. Okay. We almost had 12 if we would have went to 13 if we would have went to Colorado Springs, Keystone, and TwitchCon. But we actually said no to those. We got into them, but with how our schedule was anyway, hell no. It's not doable this year, so. But yeah, just 10 cons was a little much. I don't know how the Von House kids are doing it. They're doing like, I don't know, double what we are all year. Like, they've been like sometimes 3 cons in a row. I think they're on their 3rd in a row right now at Salt Lake. Nope, I'm too old for that. I'm not gonna do that. So anyway, let's see. Actually, I should probably do that first. I had 2 people buy some of my framed originals at Dragon Con, so now that means I should have a couple new framed ones. So I figured I'd do another watercolor one, because a lot of the ones that I've got out are marker, but let's see. Do I want to do that? Actually, that could be cute. I know, Sniggle, we really do. We need a break. What sucks is, okay, so, Dragon Con. Let me count how many commissions I got. This is my commission pile, okay? Here, so you can see, so I'm not breaching anything. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I got 21 commissions at Dragon Con. However, I've gotten smart and started telling people it's going to be like a year. So I've at least got till next September to do them. But at Gen Con, let's see, I never even counted Gen Con. Gen Con, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, and those are also a year out. So the only thing I'm really stressed about right now is all the ones I got up to ASEN, because I gave them a 4 to 6 month ETA, which that comes up damn quick, which sucks, because I basically get 3 weeks a month to work on these and to do normal work. So, and then I got a 3 9x12s commission last week, which was a nice chunk of money, but he needs it before Christmas, and it's part of a 9, like a 3x3. So it's 9 total 9x12s, which will be like huge, like a poster basically. So that's a bigger project, which is great because over time that'll be good money if he keeps at it. But like I said, by Christmas it's gonna be like, ugh, oh my god. Sorry, fixing the lighting because crap. If you see me fixing my contact, I apologize. I've got some trials in. Oh. Okay, so you'll probably see me doing some commissions coming up. I've got a couple to color here that, you know, we'll see. This guy, this one, he's kind of cute. So I've got to color these. I want to get them out this week, but to actually be on track, I should probably be doing 5 a week. At least 5 7x10s a week. So anyway, okay. But for right now, let's try not to think about it. And next year I'm gonna pull way back on all these because I need my time back. I thought I was gonna do that this year, but I raised my price and I gave a longer wait time, and it doesn't seem to be bothering anyone, so I think I'm just gonna end up having to cap my own, commissions, even though I hate doing that. But I don't know. Hi, Fire Seal. How you doing? Oh, this is a really good picture of a log. Let's do that one. Does anybody got any plans for the weekend? It is like the most gorgeous day ever today. It's like, what is it, like 60 degrees, 65?
Yeah.
It's like 65, 67 degrees, somewhere in there. It's like Gabe and my favorite temperature by far. So we're glad to be back here because Georgia was nice, but it is very close to Florida. I didn't realize it was right above Florida, so I don't know. I feel like I knew more about geography when I wasn't traveling. I know that sounds absolutely crazy, but I don't understand how, because I had to like look up, well, okay, I'm here. Where's Ohio now? And where's this? I don't know. Really hot here. Oh no, wobbles. Yeah, every time we've been to the East Coast this year, it has been really hot. Yeah, we're lucky now, but last week we were in Georgia for like, what, 6 days?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I just had a douse of Georgia, which it's like, okay. It's not too bad, but it is. Ugh. Florida Georgia line. Wow. Oh, thanks, Glitter. That's very sweet of you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I just gotta pace myself. And remember, if you ever get overwhelmed, one day at a time. Here, I'll show you guys my commission board so you can kind of understand really what this kind of does here. So this is my commission board. Each one of these piles that you see over on the right, each one of those is a different convention, and some have up to like 20 in them. I just counted Dragon Cons. So I think 20 is the max, but luckily that one right there, that's only one. So I'm excited to get to that. But up here, if you ever do this, so this level right here, this is penciled. This level right here, these are colored. And then this level right here are ready to ship. So it's smart to actually have something like that where you can have like a progress board of where everything is in case any of the people ask you, well, where is this? And you're like, well, it's this far along. I can send you a sketch if you want. Otherwise, I never have to send sketches. I'm lucky enough where the people saw my work and they just kind of trust me. So they give me all the information and pictures. I ask them questions if I need to, and I just go and then I send it to them. Like, there's no approval system since I've basically proven myself already. It's awesome. But like I said, it's taking up all my free time. It is like my full-time job, and I have a part-time job that I've been doing too. So I have no personal time, and my Journey June story is suffering because of that. So. Yeah, Emily, I think you and Wobbles are technically in the same area, if I remember right. Let's see. I saw this really cool thing that a friend of mine did. She made like, those little terrariums that are like little globes, and they have like an open side? She got clear stickers made, and this is kind of cool. clear stickers made, and the part that isn't clear, that's colored, is actually super opaque. So it's actually really nice because it looks like a flattened 3D terrarium, and they're really cool. I don't know. Oh, Sniggle, you've been getting rain? Lucky. Oh, that means you're in Indian summer or whatever, Wubbles. It's okay. We're gonna start going down in temperature, right? Right? Oh man, here. I can kind of show you what's going on right now with our weather. Here. So we're very lucky. Yeah, so today the high was 70, I guess, but there's like no humidity, so it's great. Tomorrow the high is gonna be 69, 10 days, 70, 71, 68, 69, 73, 76, 77, 78. Ugh. Okay, so we're gonna get into another hot area. Oh well. Oh well. I'm ready though. I'm so ready for fall. It's stupid. Let's go. I need it. I'm ready for it. Maybe I'll just do something kind of not worky. Buy a house or something. Yes, fall is the best season. Also, Gabe's birthday was 4 days ago?
Second.
Gabe is 38 years old.
Oh no.
It's here for Gabe.
Oh no.
It's okay. Since we couldn't really get out of the con, literally, we couldn't get out of the hotel. Like, this year we were smart and got a hotel room that was closer to the ground floor so we could at least take up the stairs. Because if there's one thing I could tell you about Dragon Con, it's that you're gonna wait like a half an hour to an hour for the elevator. It's ridiculous. Like, there's a line and it's terrible. So if you ever do go there, get a ground like close floor so you can take the stairs. But yeah. Everyone said happy birthday.
Thank you.
But yeah, he did end up getting sick. But on his birthday, since we couldn't go out, we basically just stayed in. Wasn't there a movie that was on that was like, yeah, this is on your birthday?
I think it was Real Steel.
Yeah, Real Steel was on TV, and if you haven't seen that movie, I bought that movie the minute I was able to when it came out, because I saw it in the theater and I was like, oh my god, this is the best kids movie that I think I've ever seen, in terms of like how cool it was, how well written it was, how good the effects were. So if you haven't seen it and you're kind of into kids and robots, it is one of the best kids movies I think I've ever seen, and it's a great just movie overall, I feel like. But it's so up our alley, and we were really lucky to actually have it on that night. So we got room service, we chilled, we drew a little bit. I think we had commissions that night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it was good. Yeah, it's the one with Hugh Jackman. It's great. Gotta go bowling. All right, Mike, have fun. I haven't been bowling in forever. Don't worry, if Gabe goes on a sneeze spree, he agreed to leave the room. Yeah, it's great. It's not cheesy. It's actually really well made. I feel like both of us really enjoy it. So yeah, if you want a good kids movie, it's a good one. And if you get kind of weepy like I do with kids and robots, you might want to check it out. I don't know why it always hits me, but it totally does. Anyway, let's see. What kind of critter could I put here that would be living in the stump? I guess I could do a squirrel. So, I am a little bit, not scared of New York, but just, I don't know, tired. Like, I do feel like that when you run a marathon and, you know, you reach a checkpoint, you're like, oh god, I have another checkpoint left and then I'm done. It feels like that where it's like, okay, and you have to like force your second wind. That's what it feels like for me, at least right now. Because I am just, man, totally burnt out. I mean, it's good to realize when you're burnt out too. You know, be honest with yourself and everything. Granted, even if I'm burnt out, I can't really do anything about it. I still gotta finish stuff. So, I'm gonna just have to reward myself along the way, which is usually through food. And the real trick is when you get burnt out on something, to switch to something else that feels different but is still getting something done. So at least you're getting the variety in. But to be honest, I'm burnt out on everything. But I just have to push it 2 more months? 2 more months, and then I basically get 2 off, sort of. But, oh, there you go, Fire Seal. That's a great idea. Yeah, Emily, New York is the last one. We thought about going to TwitchCon because Gabe got in, and we decided whoever would get in, we'd share the table, obviously. But it would just be too much. Not only that, but it's in California, which the West Coast cons are actually the hardest ones for us to get to and to find lodging, technically. For some reason, it's easier on the East Coast, but like it would be super expensive West Coast, and getting there, just everything, it would be too much. And we don't know enough people there to actually, you know, bunk with someone. So, yeah, teriyaki bowl sounds great. Good call. Who would live in here? I don't necessarily want to do a squirrel. I kind of have something against squirrels. I don't know if I ever told you guys that. I mean, y'all know I like rodents. But what are you doing here? Okay, well the recycling guys are here, so you're gonna hear some stuff. But I don't know, squirrels can be a-holes. It's the only reason I don't like squirrels. When I had a house, they always stole from my birds. A ferret? Ferrets feel too domestic for me. Domesticated. Yeah, that'd be weird, Sniggle. I'm trying to think. Oh, Emily, we gotta play that game you gave us soon. I'm so sorry we still haven't been able to. Oh, Chipmunk's a good idea. I like that one. Dude, the squirrel dome thingies are so ugly, though. They're always asshats, though, the squirrels. Like, I don't like how they eat, either. Their hands, they don't eat like this. They eat like this, and their thumbs are always up. It's crazy. A bird? That's not a bad idea. Except I was trying to get away from the bird thing, because I did something similar, and I don't want to just... So I did the same sort of thing here with the birdhouse. So I wanted something that was in here. Thank you, Emily. Yeah, definitely. We might use it as like one night we're just like, you know what? F it. And we'll just play that instead of doing work. But tree snake. Eh. Oh, maybe an owl. What do you guys think of an owl? Because owls do live in trees. Maybe if I don't make this such a perfect hole, he could just be a teenier owl. Speaking of owl. I mean, I feel like I do too many owls, but you know what? Screw it. Everybody likes owls. So Wubbles, just so you know, since I do owls like mad crazy, people at conventions love owls. Like, a lot. It's probably my best-selling print, is my owl. And my stickers always do well, because they're owls. Yeah. Alright, let's do an owl. Because, yeah, then that also helps. Because I like owls anyway, so it's not like I'm doing something I don't want to do because it's popular. I'm doing something I do want to do, and it just happens to be popular. Just a way better way of going about things. You do, Lillian? Aw, thank you. Yeah, I don't know why, Sniggle. I honestly feel like since Labyrinth got cult big, people have liked owls. Oh, Wubbles, don't worry about it. I keep changing how I sell them because I had them for a while where they were like 3x3, which I still think is my favorite way to sell them because I like big stickers. But the sticker sheet I just got, honestly, I don't like it as much. But for people that like smaller stickers, it's good. But I just don't like it as much as the other ones. Oh no, Sniggle, that's great. I love it though. Let's put another... Here we go. We'll do this. Let's small owl. I forget what the small owls are called. Are they diggers? But diggers live in the desert, so that doesn't make sense. I'll just pick one. That's fantastic, Sniggle. That's what happened to, when Nightshade's here next. That's what he's doing with his brother. So his brother got like a gag gift or something. I'm remembering this probably totally wrong. About peacocks. So he commissioned me to draw him a peacock because apparently peacocks are now the gag gift for his brother, who doesn't even give two shits about peacocks. So I think that's funny. Let's see. Oh, I really like this guy. I'll use him as a reference. I'm gonna change some stuff though. Elf owls are pretty cute. For those that like owls, you've seen Legend of the Guardians, right? That movie's great. I know it's based off the books, but damn, it's a good owl movie. Oh, bye, Emily. Have a good one. Prep for game night. Heck yeah. Have fun. Yeah, it's great. I had to go through so much to get the art book. Like, they print them on demand, and you have to, like, eventually get into the company, like, emailing to ask them to make you one. It ended up being, like, it was $75, but it was from Australia, so I absolutely paid over $100 for shipping and stuff. And it's so worth it. It's a great book. It's just, it took forever to get, and I don't know if that was just when I got it, and maybe now it's more accessible, but oh my god. It was a lot. It is a little older, yeah, that's true. I never read the books though. I bought the books at a half-price books because I was like, well, if I like the movie, I'll probably like these. Same thing with Redwall. I bought all the Redwall books because everybody that would come up to my booth that's the main thing I've ever heard. Have you heard of Redwall? And I'm like, no. And they always say, your stuff reminds me 100% of Redwall. And I was like, okay. And I get that at every single con. At Dragon Con, I got it a million times. So at one point, I think, was it last year? When we still lived at Von House, which I think was last year, like mid-year, we were at a half price and I saw the collector's set and I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna buy them all. So I bought all the Redwall books and then they had an animated series that apparently is horrific, but like I don't care how it looks and stuff. I figured I'd just get it anyway for solidarity or whatever. So I've got that too, but I haven't been able to read anything. Esteban. Interesting. You love my booth at Gen Con? Well, thank you! I appreciate you seeing it. Hopefully a lot of people did see it because it was in kind of the back. But I'm glad you got to see it. I did, Wubbles. I like knowing, like, what it is about something that reminds someone of my stuff. But the weirdest thing is that I just had never seen any of these things, which makes me feel kind of good that at least I know I thought of them on my own and I didn't read them when I was a kid and then get, you know, what's the word? Kind of retroactively influenced by them. I know that everything I thought of was before I had seen them, so that's good. Then I don't feel like I'm ripping something off, you know. But yeah, I just like knowing, you know, why someone thinks something of mine. And then someone was like, your stuff looks like the 3rd edition bestiary for Dungeons and Dragons. And I was like, okay, do you know who did that? And they're like, no, I'll look it up. And so they, like, you know, stood to the side of my booth for a while. And they eventually came back with Tony DiTerlizzi. And I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, I get that a lot too. Because usually people come up and say, oh, your stuff reminds me of Spiderwick. And I'm like, oh yeah, Tony DiTerlizzi, you know, he's great, I love him, blah, blah, blah. I didn't know he actually did, like, Dungeons and Dragons art.
It's crazy.
Right? I was like, wow, that's crazy. I didn't realize that. Oh, really, Wubbles? That's great. Does he have a subscription to it, though? I really don't want a subscription. I hate subscriptions. Aw, thanks, Sniggle. Medieval journals and shit. Dope. I'm all for it. No, that's great. I appreciate that. It's just weird that, you know, I could do that without even knowing, and people are, you know, into it. Like, for Gabe, a lot of people are like, oh, Mobius, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, Gabe was actually influenced by Mobius and studied him for a while, so that makes sense. But for me, I always think people are going to say Brian Froud or Beatrix Potter, because truly, if I did have to name people that I would think my stuff looks like, that's what I would say. And sometimes I do get people saying that, which is cool, but I would have never pinpointed any of these other things just because I didn't know about them. Funny enough. Oh, I got you, Wibbles. So let's give him a little scarf. Because people dig scarves, and I like drawing animals with something. Maybe this will be a night scene too. I haven't drawn one as a night scene. That way I could have a little lantern or something. I'm obsessed with lanterns. So something I wanted to talk about really quick, that, how am I going to put this? So, there's a lot of artists that in the past have said, like, if somebody copies your work, you should be flattered, you know, because they're obviously thinking you're so good enough to imitate, right? Bye, Fire Seal! Enjoy the gym! And I mean, for some people that's really easy. But I just want any of you guys to know, if you get mad at somebody copying your work, that's a very natural response. You shouldn't beat yourself up for getting upset about that. There are some people that are okay with that, and they are, you know, really good at their not caring about certain things. You know, and maybe they're not overly passionate about one thing or the other, and they don't get really upset easily. Maybe it's more that. But if you're one of those people that does kind of get riled up easily, or you're really passionate, you know, stuff like that. What?
What's that noise?
It's the... Sit down. It's the recycling truck. Chill out. Jesus, Gabe.
Sounded sci-fi. Leave me alone.
No, it's just the recycling truck. So I just want a real talk because every time I've seen a larger artist post about art theft, for the most part they're just saying, hey, I'm flattered, you know, blah, blah. Because really, what else can they do?
Well,
You know?
art theft or somebody trying to draw like them?
Well, both, I guess. Some people still say they're flattered. I'm not saying like China rips you off. I'm not saying that. I'm saying someone is copying you until, you know, they know more. The problem becomes when they're copying and they don't start putting their own spin on it, as opposed to, you know, so it's like copying straight up and never veering anyway and just copying you, versus taking what they've learned from you and adding themselves into it. You know, and I was thinking about this, and it is basically one side is fan art, one side isn't. Because, you know, when you copy something versus if you're inspired by something, when you're inspired by something, you'll look at something and you'll want to be like, okay, I want to make something like that and use different elements but still have that feel to it, right? That's inspiration. Copying is usually taking the same elements and everything and just doing it in a rearranged way or something, but you took everything that was originally there, right? Now that's completely different though than when it comes to style, I feel like. So the thing that happened to me recently where I felt like someone was copying me, that's different than someone stealing my style, right? So the copying thing is similar to when someone does fan art, they're taking the same character, the same elements, whatever, and they're just putting a different style on it. That's copying. Whereas being influenced by or doing the style version is basically you're putting a filter on something, right? So there is a difference, but I feel like, yeah, art theft is bad. If they steal your work, that's different. That's not the same thing. But when someone is using you as like a standard and they're trying to attain where you're at, you know, or at least what you've accomplished and do that style, if they don't get different or better from that, then they are copying. Yeah. But anyway. Hey, screenwriter. Does that make sense? Like, so for those of you who, you know, if somebody is copying your style, yeah, that's okay to get mad at. You know, especially if they know you or they follow you. If they're younger, though, or a younger artist in general, don't be worried about it because they've still got some time to go. Yeah, you're going to be irked. That's pretty natural. And maybe let them know you saw it and you know, and be like, hey, cool, you know, I noticed that, you know, the style, it's great though, keep it up. And, you know, develop your own style too. Use it as training wheels. I don't know. Say something that encourages them to come out of their art, but not to keep going with you, you know? But be positive about it if you can. It's a really fine balance. Hi, screen. Thank you. Hey, Wilbur. Yeah, it's a fine balance, and it's funny because stealing someone's art style is kind of different than stealing someone's art that they technically did and you did in your own way. Because I feel like Instagram is actually very, not just Instagram, I guess I shouldn't say that. The internet in general is pretty guilty of people redrawing other people's stuff. That's, I think, one of the biggest things. Not even just stealing art, but on my Instagram, I've seen a bunch of like artists putting up Insta stories like, this person just basically redrew my thing. And it's, you know, and that's what I got upset about recently. I thought someone had redrawn my thing because it was very different from anything they ever drew before. All the elements from my painting were in theirs, so it looked like a straight up copy done in a different style. So to me, that's kind of thieving, you know? But when it's someone else's style, like you're trying to steal someone's style, I feel like that's a learning step, you know? Because we all did that growing up. I drew Garfield all the time. Like, that was my thing. You did DBZ.
Oh, yeah.
So I feel like when you're a younger artist and you're trying to experiment, that's natural. The problem lies where you don't actually start taking all your influences into the pot and you just have that one influence. That's a problem. So make sure if you are using someone kind of as your pinnacle to go off of, that you're also mixing in other things you like. Or else it's just going to be them again. You got to be you, you know? Yeah, how you been, Ren? Ren, did you change your name again? Because you used to
Kitsune?
be... It might be Kitsune. Hey, Christy. Yeah, I don't... Damn it. You guys...
Damn it, Ren. Damn it, Bobby.
Sup, my dude? Everyone's saying my dude now.
My dude.
My dude.
It's such a... It's a very comforting thing to say to someone. Like,
It's a very...
my dude.
What's their name? Oh my god, why am I blanking on this? Bill and Ted. It's
Oh.
very Bill and Ted.
Yeah.
My dude. What's up, my dude? My dude. I'm trying to keep up with him, Ren. I'm trying. And it's especially hard because your name is Gabe's brother's name. And at least I think he'll keep Ren Bautista.
Yeah, I
so
doubt
it
he'll
won't
change
get
it.
confusing, but ugh.
He doesn't have identity issues. Not to say that Kitsune has identity issues,
Jeez, Gabe. You didn't mean that.
but I sort of do. Pick a name and stick to it, son.
It does help.
You're confusing us. Especially when you come up in here like, long time no see.
Yeah. And
Do
then
I
I'm
know
like,
you?
What? Yeah, who are you?
Who are you?
Who? At least you've got the run, though. That's at least somewhat, you know, reassuring. Okay. So we got this guy going on. Maybe I can break it off. Go in here. It's hot right now. Yeah. Here it's nice. We got lucky. Are you at Home Depot? What? Werewolf at Home Depot story. No! What? I missed a werewolf at Home Depot?
What is Comic-Con? It's funny that everyone who's only been to like one comic convention, like in their
Yeah.
home area, they call it Comic-Con, but there's only really one Comic-Con.
And that's San Diego.
San Diego.
Yeah. Because there's also New York Comic-Con as well as San Diego Comic-Con, and sometimes there's littler ones like Pennsylvania Comic-Con. Everything is called Comic-Con, so a little specific.
But it is funny how like the locals just, oh, Comic-Con is this weekend.
Yeah.
Get the crazies out.
Well, if it's a few weeks ago,
Yeah, I had no idea.
what was it? Where was Tim? a few
Colorado
weeks
Springs,
ago?
mate?
Yeah, Ren, are you in Colorado? I think Tim was there. Yeah, Sniggles got Kansas City Comic-Con. Okay, he was at Colorado Comic-Con. There you
Ah.
go. Yeah. Apparently that show was a bust.
Yeah.
So I'm glad we didn't go because we were supposed to go and then we said, we can't go this year. Can we go next year? And they just pushed us to the next one. Which I don't even know if I want to go to that one now.
Mm-hmm.
Bye, Glitter. Thanks for coming. Ooh, it's raining. Lucky. Baby, it's raining.
Hope you supported them kids.
Yeah, how was it, Ren? Was it fun? Screenwriter said San Diego sued to have rights to Comic-Con. Which I wonder
Okay.
if people are getting around that by spelling it different or having it as one word or something.
Well, I think that they call it Comic-Con, like just that word. That's what they call it.
Oh. Yeah, it looked like it was going to be tiny. Not only that, but Colorado Springs is hell to get to. Because it's in, like, this little area of, Colorado. So it's, for those of us coming in, it's kind of like, ugh. So I'm going to sneeze soon. Okay.
Oh
Ooh.
yeah, Jonas was there. I forgot.
Yeah, that was the one that I think Jonas, they stayed with his parents.
Oh really?
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
What?
Sniggle, no.
Sniggle said it was a werewolf.
It's the devil.
It looks like an orangutan and a dog had sex.
Yeah.
And that's what you got.
Or they are having sex.
That's not okay.
That is frightening.
Oh, wait, Jonas had prints?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Wow. I didn't even know. The last time I saw Jonas's table was Amki
Yeah.
in February, and he just had his books out.
Yeah.
So if he's done prints, that's great.
I think that was a more of a quick thing that he did. I don't think he had planned to be there.
Oh, I see. I thought he did, and that's why they stayed with his parents.
No, I'm saying for Amki.
Oh,
That's why I didn't have a lot.
Oh, I see. He didn't plan to be there. He was sharing with Key, right?
Yeah.
There we go. That makes sense. Oh, that's good. Yeah, Sniggle is not okay. I don't know what to think about that. I wouldn't put that in my yard.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's scary for the wrong reasons. I'm saying, like, not the reasons it should be scary, you know.
I guess in a haunted house thing, that would be great.
Maybe if you didn't see his full body.
Yeah.
Oh, that was your first Comic-Con experience, huh?
Oh, wow.
That's great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, you probably got a really good kind of sense of it without getting too overwhelmed. So I always usually tell people that, like, whether they're tabling or attending, go to smaller cons first and work your way up. Because otherwise, you really, like, depending on if you have, like, anxiety issues and stuff, you want to find that out before you get to a ginormous con.
Mm-hmm.
Because really, they can take a lot out of you. And there's a lot of things you wouldn't expect that really tire you out. I mean, honestly, just walking through a packed street,
I think the
I
weirdest
just get tired from it.
the weirdest part is like I don't remember the last time I did a show where I wasn't tabling. Well, I know I did. Actually, it was San Diego. 2016, I think.
Wait, you mean where you didn't have a table?
Yeah, I didn't have a table.
WonderCon, when I went,
No, but we still sat with
we sat with Richard, but
Yeah.
you didn't have a table.
No, but I mean, like, at San Diego, I had no table, I wasn't sitting with Richard, and I had signings once in a while.
Well, that was Gen Con last year for you.
That too. But I still sat at...
And this year.
I sat at Oni, though. You know, I was at Oni. I had a place to hang out the whole time.
Oh, you're saying when you didn't?
Yeah,
I
and
see.
it gets, like, boring. Like, even a big con like San Diego, like, the
You
first
just-
day you see everything. It's done, you're done.
I could see that.
Yeah.
You're like, well, what do I do now? I could see that. Oh, that sucks. Was Key not at her booth, or... I know she started getting assistants now, so she's not always at her booth. Which I'm still on the fence about all that. Like, if I ever got assistants, it would just be to help me while I'm there.
Yeah.
Like, I would always still want to be there, because, I mean, to me, that's the point of a convention,
Yeah.
where people can actually meet you. So, you know, to me, that means it's like your job. You're there, you're present. People are coming to see you, so be there.
I think for the
then
most
again,
part, though, she's there mostly.
SuperCon was a little sparse.
Yeah, she was...
But I mean, you know,
Yeah.
each artist kind of does their own thing, I think. Awesome, Lillian. Yeah. That's good. Should be good. It's her first one. And a lot of the people she lives with know a lot about, you know, that stuff already. Like, Tim's done Kickstarters now. Gabe told her a lot when he lived there with her. So she's got a lot of good guidance, you know, if nothing else. So it'll probably come out great. Was she using Kraken?
I don't know, but I just heard that Dan Govar was using Kraken.
Oh no.
And I was like, oh, did you talk to Tim about his thing?
Yeah.
And he's like, no, what? Oh, God, don't tell me. Please don't.
Poor Dan.
No, because they're, like, on the boat right now. Like,
Oh no.
he should be getting them real soon.
Oh, hopefully nothing's wrong. No, Soggy. Good underwear will make or break your day.
Yep.
100%. I don't blame you at all for being excited about that. I think that's legitimate. 120 million %.
Is that the same place that you were talking about, like, a year ago?
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, is this that same place, Soggy? Oh, that's good, though, Ren. I feel like, you know, since you were there and it was exciting, it probably took your mind off the fact you were sick. Oh, that's great. One pair has sushi on it. Cute. Is anybody going back to school? Is that a weird question? It's appropriate? I don't know. That'd be college people, right?
Mm-hmm. If not, they're already.
I've been getting a ton of ads on Facebook and stuff for pregnancy things, and I have to keep telling it this is not relevant to me. I don't know why it's doing that. It's not like, you know, I'm posting things about babies or anything. I don't know why they're like, hey, blah, blah.
It's like, hey, the clock is ticking. Let's go. Let's do
Yeah,
this.
it's like, oh, this chick's in her 30s, so yeah, let's bother her. Get the fuck out of here. Leave me alone. I'll be a puppy mama.
No babs for me.
No babies. Ish. They do know everything. Oh. I'm really sad you didn't get that Godzilla game. Did you find it online at all?
I think I did.
Can you show it to Snaggle?
Oh, yeah.
Snaggle, you dig this. It's adorable. Okay, we'll find it. Hold on. I believe that's Soggy. That sounds accurate. We're not there yet. Auntie Facebook chill. Lillian. That's perfect. Gojira. Also, I started watching the British Office because I've seen the American one so much, and I was like, you know what? I'll just try the British one now. It's harder to get through. Not only because I'm not hip to Brit speak, but like, it's just not as cringe, funny, cute. Like, there's no real cuteness to it. It's kind of just pure cringe, honestly. So, unless I'm missing something, I'm still in the first season of it, which apparently there's only, what, 3? But yeah, I was like, this season is good. Yeah, it's harder. Like, at first, when I first started watching the American one, I was like, oh, this is hard to get through. But then, once I got into it and I got acclimated to it, I loved it. It's great. But this British one, I keep thinking the same thing's gonna happen. Like, I'll get acclimated to it, I'll understand. It's harder. True that, Soggy. True that. That or pizza and tacos. Did you get undies with some pizza and tacos on them? You should. If nothing else. Pizza and tacos. That'd work on me, man. Just saying. Oh, that's not as cute as I thought it'd be.
Yeah.
I pictured something way cuter than that. That is not what I remember. Never mind.
Well, then there's
This is a little out of place. Put a candle here. So I had put a candle in a globe, which I usually do, but it didn't seem right out here because it's a fucking tree, so I don't know. Granted, just having a raw candle there also seems very strange. However, it makes more sense why it's not in a globe. So
then there's this one, and that one, like you squeeze it and he rumbles.
that one's better, but I hate the eyes on both of these. They're awful. Why can't you just do little dot eyes? Everybody knows dot eyes are like the best way to go. Come on. For real.
What? No way.
Ooh, I'll have a drippy, moody candle right here.
Ty made a Ghidorah.
Really?
Or Ghidra. However you want to pronounce it.
I was gonna put some stuff back here, but I don't know if I'm gonna. I'll just cover it in candles. F it. I'm in a candle mood. It's the only crappy thing about our apartment, other than no pets, is that we can't have candles. They get all bent out of shape about it. Though I'll probably still do it once in a while, but I get it for people that have like kids and it's like a fire hazard. And I'm thankful for the rule, honestly, but still. Oh man. Consistency issue. So the wind's going one way on his scarf, but the other way on all this fire. So...
Fire, is he controlling the fire?
No. So it doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure when you've got a wind source and stuff that it's coming from the same direction and affecting everything similarly. F that word. Similarly? Really? Similarly? 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 Forget it.
Similes.
Oh, Sniggle has it. Cute.
Yeah. But it doesn't rumble.
Oh, this picture of this guy's messed up.
Oh yeah, they're all kind of scary.
Ah.
Yeah, check me out in my underwear. I don't have a butt at all.
It's just weird he's like man-spreading. Who's calling me? What? Oh, I hate that. Unknown. I don't trust you, unknown. No. Because we got Google phones. Whenever we get called, it actually comes through our computer if we're on our computer. Similarly. Similarly. See? Right? What's a Scentsy candle? Is that the one that doesn't have a real flame, but it gives off, like, smells? Like an oil infuser? Honestly, I bought this, I don't know what you call them. They're not underwear, and they're not, like, control top nylons or anything. They're actually just these things that are made for chafing. For women that are wearing, like, dresses. And since I wear dresses, like, for every convention I go to, I was like, these are worth it. I couldn't work without them. I love them. They're great. I didn't tell you this, but they're like $40.
Oh,
They're totally worth it. A nightlight with a well to hold scented wax. Oh! Maybe I have seen that. I'm not sure though. I like the burning the wax thing where it's like a little well and then underneath it it's got a... Ooh. Damn, now you made me want to actually put that in this picture. Christy. No, I think I'll stick with the candles. But I'm gonna put that down because I love those things. Wax. My mom used to have one. The wax melters. Right, Soggy? Chafing is nothing to joke about. It is a serious problem. If I was a dude, I'd wear boxer briefs. For sure. Because boxers are too loose where, to me, it feels like you're just wearing, like, shorts under your pants, which is redundant and doesn't make sense. I'd probably wear briefs before I'd wear boxers straight out. But I would be a boxer brief guy. Chub rub is the worst. Christy. Also, for those of you who followed me, thank you for following me. Sorry I didn't, like, recognize it right away. Saki, I'm a loose guy. Are you trying to get a date? Like, what's going on here? Telling everybody you loose. Alright. I'm still on the fence on if I like drawing moss like hair. Because it kind of... I like how soft it makes the moss look, but at the same time, it's like it doesn't really look like moss. So... I don't know. How is the job, Soggy? Is it doing alright for you right now? Still say you're sick because you skipped a day of the airborne. It's the only thing I can think of. Oh no. Fuck it, do it, Stickle says. Oh no, Christy. You didn't have an S3, did you? Or, sorry, an S whatever with the S Pen? Oh my god, that would suck.
Yeah, I think she had a note.
No, those are so good. I love those. Wow. You gotta tight or loosen that grip, Christy.
Wow.
That's a long-term problem, man.
Very long-term.
So wait, you held it and snapped it in your hand? Is that what you're saying? Holy God, man. Why do you guys death grip pencils?
More importantly, how's your screen doing?
Yeah, are you pressing hard on your screen? I mean, they've got usually Gorilla Glass or whatever. Christy, you snapped it in half. Oh my God. You have to, like, I guess, consciously tell yourself to lighten up when your hand's going white. Because, wow.
Like, yeah, like, look
I
at your
can't
arm.
even imagine doing that. Like, how do you even draw like that?
Like, look at your hands when you're doing that stuff. And if your knuckles are white.
Yeah, maybe you should, like... I got an idea. Maybe try to untrain yourself for a bit. And, like, if you usually draw like this, take it and do something different. You know, like, unlearn it and then go back and try to just ease into it softly again. That might work.
That or try using a brush that's... Like, the big thing that I did, because I used to have a lot of problems with that, is with my tablet, I started making the brush, like, 20 times bigger than it should be, so that I would be really light-handed with it.
Esteban, that's a fair worry. Yeah, I could see that, though. Some people like it like that. Like, Soggy here likes a firm handshake, if you know what I mean.
Wank.
Oh my god, Christy. No! Oh, awesome. Ren, would you mind sharing the link with everybody in here? It sounds like they need it. These kids, man. Y'all crazy. Stop killing your pencils. They're supposed to be your friend. Soggy, I'm glad you're happy for you. That's good. Don't break me. I understand. It's a fair worry.
Pizza. Hey, what do you want to make for food later?
Remember I already had my big meal.
Oh.
So, I'll probably just have salad.
Oh, right on.
Well, right on. Value control. Interesting. What kind of exercise for value control? What does that mean? Are there some people that just go too dark too quick? Is that what the thing is? So like value control meaning like you start light and go darker? Like, is it teaching people not to press hard right away? If so, that's good. That's a good tutorial, I guess. Alright, Soggy, have fun. Thanks for coming. I love that there's a how to hold your pencil. That's great.
There's actually, same with, like pens. The way that people, use pens nowadays, they write like almost like vertically.
Oh,
so like the
you're
way
supposed to write horizontally.
Well, no, I mean like the pen is like this.
Yeah.
So like the way that ballpoints now have been designed,
Yeah.
like people write up and down.
That's crazy.
Whereas fountain pens are meant to be to write almost horizontally.
Yeah, I remember seeing someone doing calligraphy and their paper is like at a 45-degree angle from their body. I think we got taught that too at that Spencerian class we took. Yeah. Hey Danny, how you doing? Ren, these are great. Are you on the Discord by chance? Because if you are, you should put these in the tutorial section. That would be great. If you're not, I'll just do it and give you credit, but otherwise, yeah, if you want to do it, that'd be great. I'm sure a lot of people could get something out of these, because these are pretty good. I mean, I don't care what level you're at either. Sometimes you just need a reminder on basic stuff. I feel like anybody that turns down like a basic reminder of something is kind of a douche. It's like, okay, so you're too far along where you can't even, like, you could learn some itty-bitty thing that could change the entire way you draw, even if you've been drawing for 30 years, you know? Oh, Ren, you'll rejoin? What does that mean? I wouldn't have said that. Where at me, man?
Right.
What happened? Why did we scare you off? Any tricks towards drawing bunnies? Depends on what kind of bunny you're trying to draw. Or rabbit. But explain, what part are you having trouble with, Danny? Fair enough, Ren, fair enough.
Actually, there is a trick towards drawing bunnies.
He's gonna say just draw bunnies.
Just draw bunnies a lot. That's the trick, my friend.
It's true. Danny, if you did try to do any kind of shortcut that anybody could give you right now, it's probably gonna like hurt what you actually end up doing. Because then you're not actually taking into account what you're seeing and you're interpreting someone else's interpretation. So it's better to draw a bunch of them, see what you get tired of drawing on them, and see what you actually like embellishing on with them, and that becomes your style. For a lot of people, like, let's take Tim for example. Tim doesn't like really drawing too much of the color of the eyes in, so he always leaves the eyes pretty blank and, kind of ghostly. That's become part of his style. He always likes light eyes. That's his preference, and because of that, it's part of his style. So anything you prefer or don't like to draw is part of your style. Don't feel like you have to do any part of anything. If you've tried it and you figure out, I don't really like that, then that becomes part of your style. Wait, they told you to use the Energizer Bunny?
Oh, God.
Don't do that, because that's copyright infringement. You can do something like it, but don't you dare redraw that bunny. Like, you can draw them kind of in the same style, but not the same bunny. Well, thank you, Ren. That's wonderful. Appreciate you putting in all those links. You saved some people some trouble. So, like, a lot of, people's styles will depend on what they like and don't like to include after drawing something many times. But also, depending on what kind of artist you are, if you're the type to spend a lot of time on something versus not a lot of time, that's going to affect your style too. So, like, I like simplicity. I know this doesn't look very simple, but to me this is simple. Like, I'm just doing a couple different hashes here to show where the dimensions are on the moss. I'm not going to draw in every little thing of moss, right? So the fact that I want this to be a simpler piece and to go faster, I'm not going to include everything. Good, Danny, good. I mean, that's basically, that bunny is like, I could draw from memory. I mean, it's basically if you think of a bunny in your head, it's the same bunny that everyone basically comes up with. It's kind of a potato, it's got hands. This is kind of an obese version. They all have this kind of foot, right? And then they got a tummy, sometimes a dual tummy. And then, whatever. Like, But the thing is for you to draw a bunny your own way, Let me mute real quick so I can sharpen my pencil. Okay. Yeah, Danny, maybe mix the, what the fuck? Mr. Peanut with the Energizer Bunny. However, are they gonna be mad because it's what kind of team is it? You said it was a high school spirit day? Like, maybe you should make him having a banner and being like, yay! And not, like, very you. Like, this is technically a commission, in a way. So maybe don't project too much of you in it, but try to embody the idea of what it's for. So, if he's a little school spirit bunny, have him have, like, a little banner, thing that says, that's maybe just colored in, and he's got a little, you could give him a hat if you wanted to, but I think it should probably embody the school spirit thing, right? Like, that's what it's for. So he's got like that, and he's got a thing, like go team go sort of thing. Team. I don't know. Like, depends on kind of what the style is and stuff, but you know what I'm saying? Like, just make it so it's, because people don't want to get it and be like, what is this? Why is this school spirit? disco ball. Okay. Go crazy then. Bye, Lillian. Hey, Guava. How you doing? How you doing? Why? What are you gonna eat?
I'm not sure.
I know I probably have to stop soon because I have a lot to do, so if anybody has anything they want to ask or anything before we're gone until next week for our normal streams, let us know. Oh, good, Ren. You're welcome. Thank you for thanking us. Yeah, if you just needed a kick in the right direction, I'm glad we could help you with that. That's very sweet of you to tell us. Oh, bye-bye, ballpoint pen. Oh no, Guava. Are you on your stomach on your floor like a little teenage girl or something? I don't know, I think of a girl with her legs back like, hey, And Ren, you know we're always here, Monday through Thursday, either on my channel or Gabe's, so if you need a kick in the pants, or if you're having some trouble, let us know. We'll try to help. Hi, Raven, welcome. Oh. Wow, that's actually a long time, Snuggle. Rest in peace, Pen. Rest in peace. Hey, get an eraser like this. You won't lose this easily. This thing's great. I use it a lot. I stopped using kneaded erasers. They're not good for everything. They're good for very, specific things, you know. I don't know if we had also said, but Gabe and I got into Emerald City next year, so for those of you in Seattle or in just, that area, we'll be there next year. Which I'm not even sure when that is. Is it the same time as this year? Oh, Night Wobbles, thanks for coming.
I'm gonna have to get a new one of these.
I know. Enjoy your time, Wubs.
Oh no, it's March 14th to the 17th, so it's like 2 weeks later.
Oh.
Okay.
Oof.
There's,
Oh, you left Etsy too. Oh no, Christy.
IMK is the same weekend, Valentine's Day weekend.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant the same as EC, Gabe. You gotta be more specific, homie. Raven, thank you for the follow. Icewall, also thank you for the follow. Oh, Raven. So, if you usually come to my streams, I am actually normally doing D&D pets. I do things where I translate pets' personalities into D&D and RPG classes that suit them. So, if you're interested, I can show you what they usually look like. This stream is our first stream back from Dragon Con. As you can tell, I'm a little hoarse. So usually on my streams, this is kind of a wind down piece, I'll say. But if you'd like to know what they usually look like, there you go. You can go check that out. I'm on basically everything too. Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook, all that junk. You can find me on all these things. Oh no, Michelle, feel better, okay? Sorry to hear you've got a cough. That sucks. Get some popsicles. Gabbo, what are your thoughts on the Twisby Go?
This is alright. I haven't played with it. I haven't had one. I don't have one, so I don't know how good it is, but I mean, honestly, probably if you're gonna buy a Go, you might as well just save up a little more and get an Eco. Probably holds a lot more ink.
Bye, Christy. Thanks for coming. Oh, okay. So, Ren, just so you know, on my Patreon, if you want to pay for a pet and armor, but you don't have the dough, you know, because I mean, I know it's a lot of money. You can do like $5 a month if you want towards it, whatever you like. If you look at the Vigilant voucher tier, that is made specifically for people who are saving up money for the commission. So you're technically on a payment plan, and I don't charge interest or anything, right? So, I mean, absolutely check that out. Like I said, anybody can do it. I made that whole thing so that people that, you know, are like teenagers and stuff who don't get paid much, whatever, but they still want one, they can totally do that over time. Like, I made it so anybody can get one. So depending on whatever your circumstances, there's something for you. So feel free to check that out. Oh, nice, Raven. Yeah, give it a shot, Danny. So we'll be at New York next. And that's in October 4th through 7th. Are we doing anything special for October in terms of like Inktober or just in general? Because other than New York, what's that blue you wrote?
Just now?
I don't know.
Oh.
It's before New York.
Oh, Kremer.
Oh, okay. Honestly, other than New York Comic Con and doing Inktober, I'm just going to be working. So October, November are going to be kind of crazy because I've got some stuff that's due by Christmas. So I usually like to get those out a couple weeks before Christmas. But for Inktober, I'll probably be picking away at my Book of Books series again. Hopefully my last year, and then I can make it into a book. Ew, Danny, that sucks. Yeah, we were just in Georgia, and then before Georgia, we were in Indiana, and before Indiana, we were in Florida. Man, it has been a rough summer. I'll tell you what. It's been bad. Everywhere is hot. Like, even where we are in Wisconsin, we're kind of in upper to middle Wisconsin. It's still hot here. So those of you who are south, I can't even think of dealing with what you're dealing with. Basically. Yeah, Sniggle, right? Also, I think I'm gonna lower the price of my Adorned Animals book to $15. You think that makes more sense with what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Because after you mentioned that made more sense to me, why it wasn't selling as well, so I was like, okay. Yeah, with all those other books around it, yeah, that makes sense. So, I think that'd be smart. Oh no, Ren, that sucks. Oh, that sucks, Danny. Danny, you're up in New York? Is that right? Last year when we went, though, I feel, or not last year, the year before, I feel like that was kind of warm. Wasn't that New York warm? Because I don't remember it being cold.
No, it was the time we went with Allie. But
No,
it gets cold at
no.
night.
There was a time we didn't. We've gone twice now.
Yeah.
First time we went with Allie.
Yeah.
Second time it was you, me, and Ren.
Usually gets warm during the day, but then at night it gets chilly.
Because I remember it being kind of toasty. Yeah, get some sleep, Snag. Great seeing you. Enjoy tonight with work, okay? They did. Yeah, it's my second record now. So that's great. The air is broken. That's very beautifully said, Danny. Night, Snaggle! Raven, that's really creepy. I'm 5'7", I'm 160 pounds, and I'm 32. Do I know you? Is this a joke? Seriously, that's really creepy. I don't have purple anything, but that's creepy. I'll be honest. Well, you described me, so minus the hair and stuff. But the 5'7", 32, 160? Yeah. I'm 160, by the way. I weighed myself this morning. I gained 5 pounds at Dragon Con.
That makes sense.
What's up with that? It's crap. It happens. I don't care. Oh, you're welcome, Danny. I'm glad you got a weather blessing. That's wonderful. It is very weird, yep. You also kind of described a dark elf without it being a dark elf. Because usually dark elves have like, well, it's kind of inverted actually. Dark elves have like white hair, red eyes, purple skin. But yours had purple eyes, purple hair, white skin. So never mind. Why, thank you. I'd like to think I'm a legit elf. But what is a legit elf, really? I had a guy come up to me at Gen Con that was like super discriminatory towards elves, and he was like playing it for real, and I was like, I'm not a high elf, I'm more of a peasant elf. I don't subscribe to that. I'm not part of that game, and I was like, look at me, I'm a peasant, I'm not a high elf, and he was like eyeing me and stuff. I just had to convince him. I don't know, it was really weird. Anyway, it's just kind of funny. So I'll probably actually do an ink wash on this, because I do kind of want it monochromatic. Maybe a couple color callouts, but otherwise, yeah. I'll probably stay on for another 20 minutes, and then I'll call it quits. So if anybody has any questions within the next 20 minutes, let me know. And then I'll be on Tuesday next week, and then Gabe will be on Monday. So that's cool, Raven. Good for you. Where are you from? Are you in the US? make Abe sick. Ah, understood, Danny. Well, I hope you get into the club. Is it, like, do you have to, like, I don't know, like, is it just applying, or do you have to, like, show work? How do you get in?
That'd be silly if you had to prove yourself.
Yeah, for a club?
Yeah.
Yeah, what kind of getting into the club does that mean? Or is it like, do they have maxed out number of people maybe? I could see that.
I mean, I know I had an art club at high school and you just showed up if you wanted to.
Yeah, but I could see it only having certain slots.
Yeah.
Like, if you only can allow 20 people,
Yeah.
you know. I could understand that. Ah, I see. I don't know if anybody's told you this yet, Raven, but do you know you spelled incredible wrong? I just want to make sure. I don't want to, like, I'm not trying to make fun of you or anything, I just want to make sure you know. You're missing an R.
No.
Yeah. Unless insettable is a word. Maybe I should look that up. Maybe I could learn something. Oh, it's Spanish?
Inserdible?
I don't know. I don't think so. Oh, thanks, Danny. Okay. Well, thank you, Danny. The trick with rocks is to not get too caught up in kind of what they look like. Because they're so organic, you kind of just go for it, and then you'll end up with something like, I feel like as you're drawing them, as long as you're thinking of rocks, it'll kind of happen. But since they are kind of organic things, you know, and this is kind of tough because it's a chunk of ground that's flying, so I have to make sure there's a mix of both hard ground and softer ground. And I might have debris falling off, of course, but yeah, it's kind of a hard balance, but you gotta just make sure, you know, in your head you know what rocks look like. I've kind of developed this thing with marker with rocks, which is pretty slick. Let me see if I can do it. So, like, let's say I've got a rock like this, right? I kind of just go off of wherever I've drawn and make it, like, really organic. So if I've got a change of direction here, I'll kind of come off it and then just kind of shade it. Kind of do the same thing here. And like I said, I'm just winging it. I know what rocks kind of look like and how they kind of act. So knowing that, you know, you can usually just wing it after you've done it a bunch. You know the formula, you know. Which the hardest part of drawing is learning the formula in your own way for everything, I feel like. Because everything has, you know, a bunch of little things that make it very it, you know? So as long as you can draw it a bunch and figure out that object, you'll be good. Because really, that's all it's about. That's why people always say, just draw it. Draw a lot of it. You'll get better at it. That's because you're learning how that thing works. It's like taking something apart for an engineer. Like, they'll take things apart, figure out how they work, put them back together, improve them. That sort of thing. You're doing the same deconstruction with art. You know, you're learning why something is why it is. You know? And then when that dries, it'll look better. It's just right now, markers, you know. No, Raven, it might take you some time.
You might have to refresh your...
You might have to either refresh it, or it does sometimes if you change your name too much, there's a grace period that Twitch makes you wait. So it might be like 40 days till it shows up. Something like that, because Paladin had to do that.
Mm.
So, yeah, it might be a while. Yeah, definitely. Landscapes are great. Landscapes and architecture, all that sort of stuff is a character. Don't forget that everything that you put into a piece is a character. So, you know, figure out, like, is this rock old? Is it a dirty rock? What is this rock's job? Is it to cover something so that something else can live well? Is it just a rock to be a rock? Maybe it's a sitting rock. Maybe it's a rock that has other things built around it. Like, this rock could be a character in a scene. So it's good to think through all those things. So, like I said, if you want to try a little, I'd say an exercise, draw a bunch of little amalgamous shapes, you know? Like little things like this, right? And then turn them into rocks, right? So figure out, you know, where their edges are. So here, whenever I see this, I typically make that into like an edge, right? So there's a rock. This one would probably just be like a little pebble. Maybe the light source is up here, right? So figure out where the light source is. Figure out how to do your rock there. This one would be this. I might also find this kind of easy just because I have a background in 3D, so maybe that's part of it, but for the most part, you know, just start trying to figure out, you know, if you've already done primitives, and when I say that, you've done the whole exercise where, let me see if I can, where you've got like a circle, a cube, right? Have you done this whole thing? Where you've done a cube, a sphere, a prism, all that stuff. Right? Here's the light source, where's the light coming from, all that junk, right? If you've done this, if you've mastered it, then move on to these amalgamous shapes, you know, and then make them into rocks. That whole thing. Oh, there you go, Danny. That's great. Yeah, practice. It's just, you know, knowing how to study something is how to study something. It's funny because people think a study is just drawing something a lot. You're not going to learn about that thing unless you're thinking about it while you're drawing it, which is what I was saying. Figure out, by deconstructing it, figure out what makes it what it is, right? Because, I mean, if you just draw, you know, a light bulb, let's say, 1,000,000 times, and you're not really paying attention, you're not going to learn anything, right? You're not going to retain it, so when someone's like, draw a light bulb, you can't draw a light bulb. So when you're looking at a light bulb and drawing a light bulb, be like, okay, there's 3 components mainly that make the light bulb a light bulb. There's the base thing, there's the globe thing, and then there's the inner thing, right? Basically, you get those down, it's a light bulb. I learned to do that when I was doing a lot of iconography for games and stuff, where you have to boil something down to very much of what it is. Concentrate it. You know, what do you have to get across for this thing to be this thing to people if they just see a shape or something, right? And then, you know, once you figure that out, you can choose what to add in and what not to. So. Well, thank you, Raven. I'm glad. Hello, Joy Cookie. Thank you for the follow. WonderCon. No, Guava. We actually don't really go to WonderCon. A lot of the California cons we stay away from because they're not really for indie artists. They're more for the big timers, and San Diego especially is more for like movie people. It's not even for people like us. The only West Coast con we love doing is Emerald.
No one makes money at San Diego Comic Con.
Yeah, no one really makes money at San Diego.
It seems now that no one makes money at WonderCon either.
Yeah, so when all of Von House went to WonderCon, they told us it sucked. So they're probably not going next year either. So I hate to give you the bad news on that, but yeah, it doesn't sound like it's really a good one. But I mean, if you just want to try it, just go into it knowing that, you know, it could be a tough one. You might not come out in the green, you know. Sure, Danny. Which part? The concentrating it down to what it is? That part? Okay, Guava, that sounds good. Thank you. Yeah, because we went one year and it was just kind of dead. I don't know. And then, like I said, when Von House went, I think the next year, it wasn't good. But yeah, the main problem is you know, if you're one of these people that will take a sketchbook page and like, okay, I'm going to just draw arms, that's not going to help you. Because for one thing, you're probably just drawing the arms without thinking about what you're drawing. If you're going to do that, at least think about what you're drawing. But Gabe and I usually say to actually have a piece as the vehicle, because at least at the end of that, you don't just have a page of, you know, limbs that you can't do anything with. You know, make it into a study. Like, let's say this was a study of candles, and I've got a couple candles in here, but I've made a piece out of it, so I can actually sell it. You know, I can do something with it. You can make studies into things that are useful, you know, for either you or someone else. So you never know, someone might want it, you know? The one thing I've learned about doing conventions is, you know, there are people out there that want things that you may never thought someone would want, you know, but they do. And there's something out there for everyone. And if you don't like something you've drawn, that's okay. But that doesn't mean that someone else wouldn't want it, you know? You're welcome, Guava. Right, so Danny, maybe if you want to focus on trees, have 3 different trees, and each one is completely different from the next. So like do a pine tree, do like a bonsai tree, and maybe do like a willow tree. Okay? They're going to have some similarities, but the main thing is to figure out what makes them different. You know, what makes that tree that tree. For a bonsai, it's basically got like the gnarled branches, right? And a really thick bottom for the most part. And then it's got these little tufts, right? If I basically do this, right? You're like, oh, bonsai, right? And it's got lower boughs too than most trees. It comes down lower. So, gnarled roots, lower boughs, bonsai, right? There you go. You could even tell it's a bonsai with me just going that far, right? Obviously a pine tree. It's got a conical shape. But it's also got bits that come out. And then if you want to get super crazy, once you've kind of mastered this, pick out 3 different types of pine tree and then figure out the difference, because there are differences. I had to do this for somebody once. They wanted a pine tree commission. I was like, okay. And then I started Googling it. I'm like, there's this type of pine tree, there's a grand fir. All these are so different. Some are really dense the whole way through, some are really sparse. So I had to ask them, I'm like, which pine tree do you want? You know? Because like I said, some will dip into this conical shape. They'll come in and then they'll go out, and they usually don't have a very thick base, right? But some pine trees, like I think it was the grand fir, was not only dense all the way out to the cone shape, but even further than that. And then obviously for the willow, there's a couple different tiers you've got. There's a tier like here, there's a top tier usually, there's a lower one, and then it's got a really big base too, right? Here, I'll zoom in on these. And they usually span out, and then depending on if there's wind, you know, and it's kind of like hair. Not many trees have that either, so if you already draw you know, your willow, like hair, it's a willow, right? So you got a willow, you got a pine tree, and you got a bonsai tree. You know, once you figure it out, you can do this sort of stuff like that. You just have to remember how to remember. That's the hard part. I think people are figuring they have to know and memorize. It's like in school when you had to memorize like where things are and stuff like that, and like, you know, what components make this thing. You have to figure out a way to remember. So it's like those, what are the anagrams? The way, like, example, the planets, right? My very excellent mother just sold us 9 pizzas or whatever. You remember that?
Yeah.
Just served us 9 pizzas. That's how you remember the order of the planets. And it's easy then, right? You just have to kind of do that with drawing. It's like, I usually pick 3 things in any given thing that I've started to learn and be like, all right, what 3 things really make this that thing, right? And then usually from that, you'll be able to learn it easier because you're picking out the very discrete parts that make that thing that thing. And then when you hold it next to another one, okay, what makes that one different than the other one? And then the more you do that and the more you draw these things, the more you're studying, that's how you're going to actually get that visual library to grow and to still be distinct, you know? Thank you, Ren. Mnemonic devices. Yes. But obviously you can't do that with drawing, so it's similar to that in the way you're learning it, you know? It's a lot more visual, but... Alright, so where am I with this? Oh my god, this breeze coming in is phenomenal. It's so nice and refreshing, I love it. I'm kind of craving pie right now. Do you want to just skip dinner and eat pie?
No, I need to eat something.
Pie. Okay. So I think I'm good with this now. I'm gonna probably do an ink wash over it. I was gonna use this Daniel Smith walnut ink I've got. It's not this top one, it's this bottom one I've got going on. So this top one's a little too rich for me. This bottom one's looking good. So I'm probably just gonna wash over it and then let that dry and then go in and do all my lighting, because obviously there's gonna be light here, there's gonna be light here, 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 and here. So he's gonna have some backlighting on him, but I might also put some rim light on him as well. I'm not sure how I should do that. Maybe I could put another rock here and put a little candle. I'll just put a little candle here. So he's at least got some facial lighting, you know? So that when I do color this, there's going to be a shadow right here because that's where both the lights are hitting, so they're forcing that shadow into that area. If there was a light over here, this shadow would not be that intense. Like, I could almost maybe forego it, but in the meantime, you know, we've got it here. Okay. Anybody have anything left before we go? Oh yeah, Danny, then just go for it. Do a bunch of landscapes. If you've got a lot of leftover ink or found some ink you didn't like for your pens, use it as an ink wash. Honestly, there's, you know, a way to reuse basically any art supply you've got one way or another if you don't like it. So, I mean, even waterproof ink you can use, right? As like an ink wash.
Mm-hmm.
And Danny says to feel better, Gabo.
Thank you.
And I've been taking vitamin C like crazy, so I get it from him. It's like, you have 100,000 people go by your table, and if you don't get sick, and if it's this one guy who gets me sick, I'm gonna be pissed. How often do I stream? So, I stream Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Central, which can be kind of tough for some people to make. That one's usually for more domestic people here in the U.S. But I also do Thursdays, like today, at 4 p.m. Central. And then... Oh, Danny. That's in the song. Sorry. And then Joy, if you want to follow me on social media, here's all my social media stuff. So we'll be back here Tuesday. But if you want to know where I'll be next, I'll be on Gabe's stream. And Gabe streams Monday. So Gabe's schedule is Monday at 9 p.m. CST. So we basically have the same schedule, just kind of dotted. So Monday, Tuesday, 9 p.m. CST, Wednesday, Thursday, 4 p.m. CST. And then Wednesday at 4 p.m. CST. And if you want to see what his stuff is, I linked all his things too. So, anything else? What else you guys got? I'll put this up on Instagram in my story if anybody wants to see a better picture of it. Otherwise... Oh no, Christy. Hopefully that helps you out, Joy. But regardless, thank you for coming to this stream. It looks like you can make it to this time. Because we started about 2 hours ago. So, 11 minutes. That's great, Danny. Yeah, please find time to fit us in. We love having you. You're a wonderful presence. Alright, well with that, we're gonna go. Follow us, Galvasaur and Cloverkin on Instagram and stuff. Otherwise, our Twitches, Facebook, Tumblr, Twitter, all that. And we'll see you next week, okay? Everybody have a good weekend. Don't get too crazy, be safe, but have fun, and eat good food.
Don't burn any Nike shoes.
Don't burn Nike shoes. That whole thing's dumb. Anyway, love y'all. See ya later. Bye.